Welcome to our video on the reality of climate change. Climate change is one of the biggest challenges facing our world today. It's caused by the increase of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which trap heat from the sun and cause the Earth's temperature to rise. In this video, we'll explore the science behind climate change, its consequences, and what we can do to mitigate its effects. The science behind climate change is well established and has been supported by decades of research. The Earth's temperature has increased by around 1 degree Celsius since the Industrial Revolution, and this is largely due to human activity. Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases are released into the atmosphere when we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. These gases trap heat from the sun, causing the Earth's temperature to rise. But it's not just temperature that's being affected. Climate change is also causing changes in precipitation patterns, melting of glaciers and ice caps, and rising sea levels. These changes have serious consequences for ecosystems, human societies, and economies. One of the main causes of climate change is deforestation. Trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which helps to regulate the Earth's climate. When we cut down trees, we release the carbon stored in them into the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming. Deforestation also contributes to biodiversity loss, soil erosion, and changes in precipitation patterns. The consequences of climate change are already being felt around the world. Rising sea levels are causing coastal flooding and erosion, which is putting millions of people at risk. Extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, droughts, and heat waves, are becoming more frequent and severe. These events can damage infrastructure, disrupt food supplies, and cause widespread displacement of people. In addition to the immediate consequences, climate change is also causing long-term effects on ecosystems. Changes in temperature and precipitation are disrupting natural habitats and causing species to become endangered or go extinct. The melting of glaciers and ice caps is also causing sea levels to rise, which could eventually lead to the displacement of millions of people. Another consequence of climate change is ocean acidification. When carbon dioxide dissolves in seawater, it makes the water more acidic. This can have a negative impact on marine life, especially organisms like coral that rely on calcium carbonate to build their shells and skeletons. Ocean acidification can also disrupt food webs and lead to a decline in fish populations, which could have serious implications for human societies that rely on seafood as a primary source of protein. While the consequences of climate change are severe, there are things we can do to mitigate its effects. One of the most important things we can do is reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. This can be done by using renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar power, instead of fossil fuels. We can also reduce our carbon footprint by driving less, using public transportation, and eating less meat. In addition to reducing our own emissions, we can also encourage policymakers to take action on climate change. Governments can introduce policies such as carbon taxes, renewable energy subsidies, and regulations on greenhouse gas emissions. By working together, we can make a real difference in the fight against climate change. Sustainable agriculture can help mitigate the effects of climate change. Sustainable agriculture practices can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, improve soil health, and increase biodiversity. One way to achieve sustainable agriculture is by implementing regenerative agriculture practices. Regenerative agriculture is a holistic approach to farming that focuses on building soil health, sequestering carbon, and promoting biodiversity. By using regenerative practices such as cover cropping, crop rotation, and reduced tillage, farmers can improve the health of their soil, which in turn can lead to increased carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration is the process by which carbon is stored in the soil, rather than being released into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. This can help mitigate the effects of climate change by reducing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Another way sustainable agriculture can help mitigate the effects of climate change is by reducing the use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. These inputs are typically derived from fossil fuels and contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. By using organic farming practices and natural pest management techniques, farmers can reduce their reliance on these inputs and reduce their carbon footprint. Sustainable agriculture also has the potential to improve food security and promote social justice. By using diverse cropping systems and supporting local food systems, sustainable agriculture can help ensure that everyone has access to healthy, nutritious food. Additionally, by supporting small-scale farmers and promoting fair trade practices, sustainable agriculture can help reduce inequalities in the food system. In conclusion, sustainable agriculture is a key component of mitigating the effects of climate change. By focusing on building soil health, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and promoting biodiversity, sustainable agriculture practices can help create a more resilient and equitable food system.